Ever since Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, its trajectory has witnessed a consistent rise in viewership. While there are numerous pros to this, the #1 overall draft pick by the Indiana Fever has also faced several challenges. A flagrant one foul from Chennedy Carter and Dejanai Carrington mocking her are just a few examples of the difficulties she's encountered.
But they're both pushing, so...
Come down and collapse, leads to open 3 opportunities.
Bark nudged by Carrington.
Throughout it all, one question loomed among spectators. Why aren't Clark's teammates supporting her? Before we continue, could you do me a quick favor? If you enjoy this content, please like the video and hit subscribe. It's free for you, but means a lot to us. Thanks for your support. Now let's get back to the video. Clark and her teammates initially remained silent on the matter, but with time, that changed. When Sue Bird mentioned that Clark needed time to adjust to the league, she wasn't kidding. The 22-year-old Iowa native's performance on the court began to impress not only fans, but also her teammates, gradually shifting their attitude towards her.
Not only physically, but also mentally staying in it as Clark gets that big and one. You can see what Indiana.
Kelsey Mitchell, has been amazing, and I think for myself coming in here, her leadership was very evident from the first practice I had, Clark expressed.
Yeah, Kelsey's been amazing, and I think for myself coming in here, her leadership was very evident from the first, practice I had here.
But that's not all. Over time, the Fever's veteran found comfort in playing alongside the game-changing rookie. What started with Mitchell mentoring Clark has now blossomed into a true partnership in the Fever's recent success, with both players playing pivotal roles in record-breaking moments. But how did it happen? As usual, it was a slow and steady process for the dynamic duo. It all began after the Fever returned to the hardwood following a month-long Olympic break. One by one, Caitlin Clark and company went on to dominate their opponents. On September 2nd, they stepped onto the court against the Dallas Wings, riding a 4-game winning streak, the team's longest in 9 years. As anticipated, the Wings couldn't escape defeat, and the Fever secured a 193 victory to improve to 17-16 on the season. To top it off, the Fever solidified their hold on the #6 seed in the playoffs. Meanwhile, all eyes were on the impressive performances of Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark. The all-star backcourt duo worked seamlessly together, leading the Fever down the stretch against the Wings. Collectively, they contributed a combined 64 points, 15 assists, and 10 rebounds to secure yet another win for this up-and-coming team. Now that the duo has learned how to play alongside each other, the rest of the league faces a problematic situation. For individual accolades, Mitchell recorded a season-high 36 points and 6 rebounds on 12 of 22 shooting, marking her 7th consecutive 20-point game. This achievement set a new franchise record for consecutive 20-plus point games for the Fever. Clark, on the other hand, put up 28 points and 12 assists on 10 of 19 shooting. This marked her 6th game of the season with 10 assists and 20 points, breaking another single-season record. On top of that, Mitchell and Clark became just the 3rd pair of teammates in WNBA history to record 25 points and 5 three-pointers in the same game. These accomplishments are beyond impressive. While Mitchell's scoring average improved to 26.7 points and 4.1 rebounds, Clark raised her stats to 24.6 points and 9 assists per game since the Olympic break. These numbers rank them 2nd and 3rd in the league in both scoring and assists during this 6-1 stretch. Initially, the Fever's -5.7 net rating with both players on the floor might not have seemed too promising. However, since the break, their rating has surged to a +8.0, showing just how crucial their synergy has become. Fast forward to today, the Fever currently sit at 8-3, with their most recent loss coming against Aja Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces in an 86-75 defeat. Even that game was thrilling, as Mitchell demonstrated her unwavering support for Clark. Despite the loss on September 12th, the Fever veteran stepped up with 24 points, while the rookie contributed 16 points and 6 assists, though falling slightly short of her usual performance. Although Clark narrowly missed breaking the regular season assist record, Mitchell helped her set another milestone. The two guards became the first pair in league history to each make over 100 three-pointers in the same regular season. This combined effort saw Clark go 1 for 10 from beyond the arc, while Mitchell knocked down 4 of 7. This performance reflected their shooting accuracy throughout the season, and Clark, in particular, raised the bar with an impressive 112 three-pointers in her rookie season alone. Mitchell followed closely behind, making it the first time in the last 6 seasons that 2 teammates each surpassed 100 three-pointers. However, Caitlin Clark isn't fully satisfied with her current standing. Everything she's worked for since she first picked up a basketball has been aimed at achieving perfection. For her, fouls have been an issue that has put both her team and head coach Christy Sides in difficult situations. When the rookie returned to action following the Olympic break, she also recorded her 5th technical foul in a game against the Seattle Storm. This puts her just 2 technicals away from an automatic suspension. What's Clark's response to this? During her post-game media conference, she acknowledged that her intensity has led to these technical fouls.
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the 3 and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. So I don't know, it reminded me of the technical that I got in college where I said damn it, where it's like a personal frustration.
At one point, she hit the backboard in frustration, which the officials took seriously. Fully aware of the reasons behind the calls, Clark admitted that she needs to be more cautious to avoid technical fouls and work on her quickness to steer clear of offensive fouls when facing the Las Vegas Aces next. But did you know that Clark and Mitchell aren't the only players making headlines these days? Aaliyah Boston and Clark are also roaring on the hardwood. While Clark has been a constant force, keeping up with her isn't an easy feat. Every time the 22-year-old Iowa native steps onto the court, she seems to break a new record. Whether it's a triple-double, an assist record, or three-point shooting, she has shattered expectations. However, one thing she hadn't achieved until recently was earning a nickname alongside one of her teammates. But that has now changed. Thanks to Boston, Clark put up 26 impressive points and 12 assists in a thrilling matchup against the Atlanta Dream. Meanwhile, the Fever's #7 supported Clark with 30 points and 13 rebounds. This led to the creation of a new legacy, with the duo recording the 3rd instance of a 20-point double-double. Their efforts earned them the nickname Double-Double Duo from their Fever teammates. This achievement places them just behind legends Candace Parker and Nneka Ogwumike. What's even more impressive is that just 3 days later, on September 4th, Clark and Boston achieved their 2nd double-double together in a game against the Los Angeles Sparks. Clark recorded 24 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds, while Boston contributed 24 points and 14 rebounds to the team's total. But this remarkable feat didn't happen overnight. I think that me and Caitlin, as well as our group, I think we just found a way. I think our pace is kind of setting us apart from a lot of different teams, because you like to get the ball up and down the court at such a high pace. And I think the way that we play, it just makes our games thrive even more, shared Mitchell. It all began on July 13th in a game against the Phoenix Mercury when no one seemed to notice the partnership forming. In that game, both Boston and Clark recorded double-doubles. Clark finished with 20 points and 13 assists, while Boston posted 21 points and 13 rebounds. Now, they're just 2 wins away from accomplishing a historic triumph. But this isn't the only goal they've been chasing. This season, nearly a decade later, the Fever have secured a playoff berth. Despite a rough start to the season, the team surged into an impressive 6th place in the league standings. With the remarkable chemistry building among the team members, a championship win feels just a few steps away. Currently, the Fever are preparing for a much-needed victory over the Aces, hoping to secure their first win against Aja Wilson and company this season. Each previous meeting has ended in bitter defeat for the Fever, but now, with Clark, Boston, and Mitchell leading the charge, they're determined to make it happen before the regular season wraps up.